Good morning, Teacher Tribe. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, January. Just rewind. Good morning, Teacher Tribe. My name is Allison Wright. For those who are new, I am a second grade teacher in Treasure Coast, Florida. For those who are returning, thank you for being part of the Teacher Tribe. There we go. Today is Monday, August 21st. And it is resource time. I'm going to try and talk quick, and then maybe after school, I can record briefly. I was doing some planning this morning, so I completely forgot to do my recording when I said I was going to try and do my recording during resource. I was doing my lesson plans during resource, so I never got the chance to record, but I have like 5 minutes before I got to go get the kids, so hence me recording now. So today, as I said, is Monday. My friend who I vented to you guys about last week, if you didn't see last week's vent, go ahead and look at last week's video. He's still not here. So today is the 5th day that he has been absent. And today is day 8 of school. And he's missed 5 out of 8 days. Out of the 3 days he was here, he missed half the day because he came tardy to one of those 3 days he was actually here. So I really saw him for 2.5 days. In the 8 days of school. Tried calling mom this morning, no answer. So at this point, I don't know what else to do. I called the lady who's in charge of his IEP documentation, and she said just wait until the 10 days are up. So Wednesday is day 10. So starting Thursday, we have to document who has been absent, and she's just going to send a social worker. She and the social worker will go to the lady's house. So I documented when I called, the dates that I called mom, and I'm just trying to do as much as I can. It's just really unfortunate. He's a kid that needs to be here, and he hasn't been here. I don't know if he's going to another school or what, but he's missed a lot of school. Don't know if he's sick. Nothing was communicated with me. I've sent mom messages, no response. I've called her twice, no response. Left a voicemail today. So we'll see if she calls back. And then I have another girl who I've been telling you about I've yet to meet. She'll probably fall off my roster after the 10 days as well. So that's pretty much where we at. Out of our 18, I've been seeing 16 consistently. So yeah, that's it for now, Teacher Tribe. We had committee meetings this morning. That's why I kind of like recording after the school day, so I could tell you how the day goes. The day's pretty much just starting. We had a new schedule change too. So right after I get the kids, we're going straight to recess. Well, technically we have to come back inside because the weather it's been raining all morning, so playground is wet. So they flipped math and recess. So now after resource, we have recess, then we go into math, and after math we go straight to lunch. So yeah, that's about it, Teacher Tribe. Again, hopefully I can record after school, but if not, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, Teacher Tribe. Hey, Teacher Tribe. It is just past dismissal. Remember to take a breath. So I'm going to try and record quickly because I saw Custodial was finishing up the last 2 sets before she comes over here. So, all right, we wrapped the day pretty well. Last I spoke with you earlier today, we were getting ready to do pictures. We were pretty much just starting off the day, and I was telling you about the attendance of our friend from last week's event. Honestly, today went very smooth. We were able to finish everything. Why can't I decide how I want this camera? Okay. Since the whole attendance situation that I mentioned to you guys earlier, today went pretty much as scheduled. We did math. Today we did lesson 1-5, which is dealing with automaticity. So identifying the math problems that we can spit out answers to, like 1 + 1 = 2. We don't have to think about it because we automatically know it. So dealing with those numbers, and then dealing with ones that we kind of have to count, or we have to think about it for a little bit. So the ones that we need to work on, and the ones that we know automatically. So that was a pretty quick lesson. Besides that, it did get interrupted briefly, maybe about 15 minutes, because we have to go to the gym for pictures. So nothing major. Walked over there, did pictures, walked back. I'd say about 15 minutes max we used up. What else happened? After math, we had lunch. After lunch, we had reading. So for reading today, we're still in our launch period, which is dealing with the big books. The big books I have, if you look behind my painting, that box right there, I have my big books in there. All I really do is take out the big books to kind of like walk around and show them, because I do everything virtually. Besides the fact that I'm not trying to really walk because this belly's getting really big, but also COVID numbers have been going up again. So I'm not really trying to get as close to them. I'm trying to avoid getting close to them. Besides me, when I walk around to check that they're doing the work, I check and I come back to my seat. So I've been kind of teaching from either my desk here or this chair that I have here with this podium up here. So I'm trying to teach from the front or from my chair. I know it doesn't really help them, but until I drop this baby, that's what I'm gonna have to be doing. So with the book, it would turn it page by page. We would read it out loud. I would read it. I could take a volunteer to read it, or I just click play and let the website read it, which is what I do majority of the time. After it's read to them, we'll discuss it, or we'll ask any questions, and then we'll take little pauses. Like, for example, when we're talking about the different hurricanes, okay, of course we're in Florida, so hurricanes happen all the time with us. So I pulled up the storm tracker on the weatherchannel.com, and we looked at what storms are happening out in the ocean right now, and what level they are. If they have a name, that means it's going to be growing stronger, and it's going to be counted in this year's storms. If it dies down, it becomes a tropical storm, or it closes out, and if it gets stronger, it becomes a hurricane, blah blah blah. So we pretty much put everything we just learned in the book into play by looking at what storms are out in the ocean. So that was a little spontaneous thing that I kind of just pulled out of the air. So that we did that during reading, and those conversations kind of dragged out reading, so it kind of went well. But we did finish the book today. So tomorrow we'll be working on the poem that's at the back of the book, and then we finally got a permission to do our class as a family, which we wanted to do the first week of school, but because of new regulations and everything that I've been telling you guys about, the book had to be approved. It's approved now, yay. But now that it's approved, we're gonna kind of backtrack a little. So we'll read the story, and then we'll be able to do our project, our arts and crafts project. So that project is something that I don't know if it was TikTok or my teacher Instagram that I saw it on. Another teacher did our class as a family, and what they did was they made bracelets, class bracelets. So everyone would get beads that spelled out their name, and then the rest of the beads were put on there based on, I think it was everyone's favorite color, if I remember correctly. So like little Johnny's favorite color is blue, so everyone would add a blue bead. Next we go to little Johnny is little Samantha. Samantha's favorite color is purple, so after blue we'll add purple, and then everyone has everyone's favorite color after their name. And they did all of this on pipe cleaners. So I thought that was super duper cool. I bought all of the materials, and then we couldn't do it because it wasn't on the approved list. But it is now, so we're gonna work it in. It has to be this week because, again, starting Monday, we're starting Unit 1. So we still have this week that we can kind of plug it in. So if I do the poem tomorrow, since I finished the book, the big book today, I can do our class as a family on Wednesday. We can have like a discussion, do worksheets, and then by Friday we can do our arts and crafts projects. So yay! So excited about that. So that's the intention for the remainder of the week in terms of reading. After reading was MTSS. Today for MTSS, we just finished what we didn't do last week for MTSS. Again, we're not starting MTSS yet because of the fact that we don't have any data. But what we are going to start doing is using our MTSS time to do BAS testing. The dreaded BAS testing. On the plus side, there were a few of my kiddos. Who were here for summer school and were already BAS tested during summer school. So I have 3 students who I need to verify, but who were apparently BAS tested already. So I need to actually look through it and verify. And then I don't know if I have to make BAS folders for all of them, or if they're going to be given to me from their previous teacher. I haven't heard anything about that as of yet. But we're going to be using MTSS time, or start using MTSS time, to start BAS testing our students. And then content. So content, we are talking now about important people in history. So today we talked about Rosa Parks, and then I threw up a little video, which was super cool. So we read her page. It's a front and back page in our social studies book. We are, for content, I don't know if I told you guys, for content, our new curriculum that the district purchased for the next 5 years, I believe, is called Gallopade. It is really nice. Like, it's very detailed, a bit rigorous, but in a positive way. Like, the way it looks all fancy and stuff in their book, like, I like it. And then at the end of the second page, there is some little comprehension questions, which they call the quick review, but it was still nice. So we read the page together. I threw up I found a little video where it's called, the YouTube channel was called Little Fox, where it has like an interview, and whoever interviews famous people in history. So they brought back Rosa Parks from back in time and interviewed her, and a lot of stuff that she was talking about we just read in our story. So it's like they're hearing it twice, and it was nice. I believe tomorrow's Martin Luther King, if I remember correctly, and there was an interview for him too, because they really enjoyed watching that video. So we'll read about him, watch the video, and I think that'll be a nice way to do content, at least until I think Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday we start science, so gotta finish up social studies while we can. But that was it, Teacher Tribe. Like, it was a really good day. It ended pretty well. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, Teacher Tribe. Hello, Teacher Tribe. Welcome to day 2 of this week. Today is Tuesday, August 22nd, and it is just past dismissal. Well, technically dismissal is still going on, but it's just past dismissal. Remember to take a breath. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying my friend who needs to be here is here. Yay! He came today. Granted, he missed half the day. He came at like 12:30, lunchtime. But I got a note from Mom, and the note pretty much said he apparently had oral surgery, and I guess his healing there was some type of complication. I don't have a note from the doctor, but I have a note from Mom, so I'm gonna turn it into the office. Not my problem if they want to excuse it or not, but she claims the doctor suggested that they stay home for a couple of days, blase. I sent home all of his incomplete work, everything that we started when he was here and finished when he wasn't. I just sent it all home. He's too low for me to even have to backtrack to try and help him with it. I just sent it home. She updated his dismissal, and that was that. So this letter is gonna go home to the office. What else do I have to update you on? Still no word on my no-show girl. As I told you, more than likely tomorrow's day 10. So as of Thursday, she'll drop off my roster, and then they have new kids being registered every day. I actually saw, when I was in the office earlier this morning, during resource, I stopped by the office to check my mailbox, blah, blah, blah. And while in there was a parent registering her son, who happens to be going to 2nd grade. So I was kind of listening in, and as I was saying, crap, what was I saying? There's that pregnancy brain. Yeah, I was listening into the conversation, and I heard 2nd grade, and I heard how she wants him to be tested for gifted. I'm like, oh, okay, that kid's kind of high. So I kind of, listening in. And then I decided, I waited until she left, when she finished all her paperwork and everything. And I asked the receptionist, do we know where he gonna go? And she said she's not sure. I need to go speak with so and so and so. So I went and did that. I went and introduced myself. Well, she knew who I was, but I formally introduced myself. I put a face to the name, because we've been communicating via email. So I put a face to the name, spoke with her. I said, hey, a boy is literally being registered right now. Who's next to get a new kid? Because I don't mind taking the high kids, okay? What teacher would mind taking the high kids? That makes our lives easier. So I asked her, and she said currently it's gonna go to the lowest count until we're all at the same, and then it just kind of goes in order over and over and over. So, and then she listed someone who has a low count. Technically, I'm one who has a low count too, but I'm not officially at a low count until our friend that I was telling you about gets dropped. So the current low count is 17, which technically is my number, but officially I'm at 18. So they're not adding anyone to me until she drops, which is going to be happening in like the next 2 days. So it's weird that I'm looking for, kids, but I don't mind it, because having 3 empty spots, because once I'm at 20, I want to say that's where they're going to cap us, fingers crossed, and I think that's a good cap, to be capped at 20. I had 20 majority of last school year. The year before that I had 22, so I think 20 is a good number, especially if we're 10 and 10. If I have 10 girls and 10 boys, that just makes my heart happy. I love to do girls versus boys competitions and things like that, but so far it seems like the boys are running my class. My boys are the one who are raising their hand, participating. Every once in a while, a girl will put up their hand, but it was the same thing last year too. And I had mostly girls. I had more girls than boys last year, but my boys were the ones who were running the show. Looks like that's what's happening again this year. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have about a good 4 or 5 boys who always have their hand up, which I love to see. And there's a few girls who every once in a while they will try, but mostly they're just there. Unfortunately, my girls are my lower ends this year, academically. So we got some work to do. But I'm happy that my baby that I just keep venting to you all about, I'm happy he came. Granted, he came halfway through today with a note that I don't know if it's going to be accepted, but he came. That's the important part. And then he was able to get tested by our interventionist, but we're still going to try and push to see if he can put him in a separate ESC class. I think it's, I don't know if it's IND or AND. I don't remember the acronyms when it comes to ESC, but apparently our reading interventionist has been trying her hardest to get either a reevaluation done or to see if he meets certain accommodations or certain, guys, I don't know what words I'm looking for, to see if he can qualify to go into a different class where he can get more of a one-on-one on a daily basis. Even if he is doing content or curriculum with the separate class where he can have that one-on-one and then join my class for the big stuff, lunch, recess, stuff where it's not academic, because it's either that or I'm going to have to literally pull his desk next to me. I don't know what else to do. I haven't been walking around because obviously with the belly and then with our COVID numbers going up, but today I felt like I had to keep going to him and I have to hold his hand to do his work. It's slightly a struggle because of how low he is. I do have him next to a girl who's always willing to help. She's one of my higher girls, but I don't want to inconvenience her for him. So I try to get him on the ball. And another problem is, but it's in his IEP, so I have to kind of, put up with it. I could give directions whole group and he's in another world. He's spaced out. He doesn't know what the hell is going on. And then I have to call his name. What did I just say? And then he'll look at me like he doesn't know. So I literally have to handhold him for everything. So I would greatly appreciate prayers, because I've had students with IEPs before, but just not this severe. He has a lot of accommodations, which is another reason why I'm kind of iffy if he should be in a second grade class. There's a lot. I'm talking about his IEP, I want to say is almost 16 pages long. So grin and bear it. That's all I can do. I have to my goal is to get him to grow. Let's put it that way. That's all I care about. I need him to grow. I don't care if he gets from emerging kindergarten, which is where he is. He's not even on the kindergarten level. But if I can at least get him on a kindergarten level by the end of this year, I would feel like I've done my job. He just needs to grow. He needs to have some sort of letter and number recognition. It's not. All right, stop venting about our friend. Let's just be happy our friend is here. I know I am. When I saw him come while we were walking to lunch, I lit up. Hi, where have you been? And then he tells me what happened, and then he gave me the note from mom, and then I read the note and everything. So I was just happy he's here. Okay, let's keep going. Today was overall a pretty generic day. I want to say it went pretty smooth to the point where even the weather wasn't too terrible. I let them go outside for recess. So starting yesterday, they made a slight change to our schedule because recesses were colliding with other grade groups. So they came up with a new recess time, so the whole grade, like, we're not interlapping and there's not traffic in the outside hallways. So we go to recess right after resource. So while we're coming back to class after resource, I let them go to the playground. So we went out there because recess is only like 20 minutes. And by the time we made it back from the FAR building, which is where we were today, they already lost 5 minutes in transition. So I just let them go, let them run outside. And the funny part is they were so excited because that was our first time being outside for recess since school started. But when they got back to the room, when I tell you they were so excited to be inside, I'm like, don't worry guys, we're not gonna do outside recess every day. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Wright. I'm like, guys, look how you were complaining to be outside, and I kept telling you it's too hot, we're not gonna go outside yet. But they were so thrilled to go outside today. So I'm like, all right, how about this? Tuesdays and Thursdays we have outdoor recess. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, indoor. They were 100% on board with that, which is fine for me too. I'm not trying to be out there. I think I stayed out there I don't even think I stayed out there 10 minutes. And then I told one of the other teachers I was out there with I had to use the bathroom. You know, she's not going to say nothing because I had to use the bathroom. And I just stayed in here. So she walked them back with her class. So I took advantage of that. So, yeah, that was recess. Came in, I gave them a few minutes to sit down, drink their water, cool off. And then we jumped into math. And right after math, we had lunch. It was a smooth day. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We didn't really do anything special today, but I intend to tomorrow. We got approved I told you yesterday, we got approved to read our class as a family. So I will show you, maybe during resource tomorrow, I'll record and show you what I intend to do with them during reading time. So tomorrow I'm gonna read with them, and then we're gonna start the activities tomorrow after we read the story going into Thursday. And then Friday, we'll do our little bracelet thing that I saw on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So we'll do the bracelet stuff on Friday during reading time. I want to say that's it. We talked about Martin Luther King for content in our Gallopade, which is the curriculum for social studies. And yeah, tomorrow's our last day. I think I don't know who we read about tomorrow, but we read about somebody else tomorrow, and then we transition into science on Thursday. So I'm going to wrap it up there, Teacher Tribe. I talked a lot today. But so far, so good. I have no real complaints today. Hopefully, our friend will continue to come and we can make some progress. So because he was here, I did have all 17 today. I had a full class today. Well, he was here for half the day, but still, I had a full class today. So, yay. All right, Teacher Tribe. Till tomorrow. Bye, friends. Hi, Teacher Tribe. Happy Hump Day. Today is Wednesday, August 23rd, and it is just past dismissal time. Remember to take a breath. Okay. So, you have to forgive me because I don't remember if I'm telling you these updates yet, but I know yesterday I mentioned to you about my student who has yet to show up. I want to say right after I recorded, I refreshed and her name was gone. Literally right after I recorded. So I don't think I told you that. So I am officially now at 17. I've met all 17 and I have 17 on my roster, which means the moment somebody is registered, I might be the next one to get one or two. at least until we're all at the same number, and then it just goes in order, plugging them in one at a time. So the boy that I saw yesterday, he went to another teacher, so she is now at 18 officially. I want to say my neighbor teacher is also at 17. Don't quote me on that. So she might be next, because I think I was third in line to get a new one, unless my official numbers are lower than her official numbers, and then I'll get the next one. So I don't know. So yeah, I'm at 17, which also means, okay. See, now I forgot I lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens. Anywho, today was a pretty good day. My friend who miraculously came back yesterday was tardy this morning. He came right when resource started. The downfall of him coming when resource starts is technically, if this was a day he was supposed to get his accommodations, he missed it because he came 45 minutes late. Yeah, 10:15. He came 45 minutes late. Apparently this is a normal thing. Obviously it's not a good thing. I had a conversation with the reading interventionist about him as well, and we came up with a plan to deal with our ESE, the ESC person, to maybe reopen his IEP to see if we can get him into a different room. They call it a resource room, where he'll be doing his main meat and potatoes with that teacher, so he can have more of that one-on-one learning. And then he'll be with my class for everything else that's not graded. So I don't have to worry about grades for him. I can worry and help him with things that, like content, when we're doing science and social studies, because second grade in my district doesn't grade that. We only grade math and science in second grade. So, math and reading. Social studies and science and writing, yes, they need it, but it's not for a grade. So I'm assuming he would still be with my class for that, if that is the case. Long story short, I can't give him what he needs and still be attentive to my other students. It's that severe. If I haven't come across that way, it's that severe. Today was the first day with our ESE push-in, so she met him for the first time. And I kind of gave her a heads up this morning, because she sat in to our team lead meeting this morning, and she saw it firsthand. He can't do what he's supposed to do because he's missed so many days. The math about me that we did, was it last week or week before last, for the first, I think it was last week, Monday, I want to say. I think it was the third day of school. We started doing math about me. Regular about me page, but it's with numbers, using numbers. He wasn't here for it. Everyone is already finished. I didn't put them on the wall yet, but everyone is already finished with it. He was not, because he hasn't been here. So while we were kind of moving on or playing catch up, I had him finishing that. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I got so frustrated. I had one of my helper students who were ahead help him. I'm like, can you just tell him what needs to go there? Like, it says X, Y, and Z. Can you tell him what should go there so he can try and do it? I'm not gonna lie. That was one of the moments where I started helping him, but then when I'm talking to him, how many people are in your family? And then he named 3 people. So I'm like, all right, so how many is this? And he couldn't tell me that I had 3 fingers up. So then I changed it. How many is this? He still couldn't tell me I had 3 fingers up. So I pointed to the wall and said, that is number 3. I need you to write that. And then the next part of that page was, out of those 3 people in your family, how many are boys, how many are girls? Then he started talking about siblings. I said, you never told me siblings when we counted the 3 people in your family. You only said so-and-so and so-and-so. So why all of a sudden? And then he's saying he has a brother too. I'm like, but I asked how many people are in your family. How many people live with you in your family, in your house? How many people live with you? And then he starts naming off more people than we counted the first time. So I'm like, okay, so we need to change this number to this number. And then of course he didn't know how to do it, so I had to point to the wall again. That number looks like this. Now out of that many people, how many of those are boys? And then he took a while to say something. So I said, all right, well, you named this person, this person, and this person. How many is that? Guys, lower than kindergarten. Just keep that in mind. So, yeah. I want to say it took him a little over an hour, because I just told my friend he's going to plug in this number, this number, this number, this number. And she just kind of helped him, and she pointed at the wall. That's what it looks like. And I let her, she had to go to Treasure Box after helping him with that, because that was amazing. So after all of that was said and done, we were able to get him kind of caught up with the rest of the class. So we got to do our class as a family. So we read the story today, and we had a resource. I didn't print the whole packet, but these are the few pages that I printed. So they had the cover page. They had their portrait. This is my class. I am in blank grade. I am excited to learn about. List ways that our class is like a family. We did this first because the book kind of lists ways why we're like a family. So I just had them pick a few out of the book and write that down. And then here they're going to draw everyone in our class. So they started this today after we read. Tomorrow I will let them finish it, and then the project I was telling you guys about with the bracelets is going to be on Friday, because we start Unit 1 on Monday. So this is our last, I call it BS week, you know, kind of just get through whatever we need to do, but really and truly it's our launch week. So these are the last few days of launch. So as of Monday, we're starting Unit 1, Week 1, Day 1. I want to say that's it. Oh my gosh, math. Okay. Math today, we're starting subtraction. Subtraction just overall is a difficult thing for second graders. With this lesson and with our curriculum, we use Savvas and Vision for math. With that curriculum, we can't just teach them how to stack and subtract going down, you know, the basic way that we learned how to do it growing up. We have to teach them how to make a 10 first. So we're adding an extra step. And the funny part is my math is right before lunch. And my lunch was delivered a little early. So the ESE push-in that was here helping our friend, I asked her, you know, can you just step in really quick? Let me go meet the person at the gate. Went and got my food, came back to the room, and she was teaching them the regular way we know how to do it. I think the math problem was like 14 minus 8, if I remember correctly. And I drew a base 10 block, two 10 frames. And she had the 14 on there. She crossed off the 8 and had them counting 6. That's how we learned how to do it. Unfortunately, I had to tell her that's not how we're supposed to teach it. We have to teach them how to make a 10 first. So you have to do 14 minus what number gets you to 10? The answer is 4. Then we need to get to, how it goes? Once you got to 10, we need to get to 8. We're subtracting 8. We just subtracted 4. How much more do we need to subtract to have a total of 8 that we subtracted? They tell me 4. Well, we're currently at 10, so we're going to put 10 at the top for step 2. We're going to subtract the other 4. How much is left? The 6. So what she said to them was right. It made sense. It just wasn't how the curriculum wants them to learn how to do it. So she kind of tried to save it and be like, okay, well, this is one way to do it, guys, but we're going to do it this way, like Mrs. Wright said. It was kind of funny, but what can you do? I mean, they changed math. They changed everything in Florida because apparently the regular way of doing it is not good enough. So thankfully, we worked in this lesson 1-7 for 2 days. Because I want to say after explaining it to make a 10, because you have add to subtract, and then you have subtract first. So because they have to understand how to do both ways, we only got to number 4. And that was kind of kind of pulling teeth to get to number 4. They were following me, but I don't know if they can handle it on their own with that way. So I'm glad we have tomorrow where we can, the 2 days, so tomorrow we can continue where we left off today. I had them using their whiteboards because once we got to independent practice, that 10 frame that they were using for 1 and 2 for guided practice disappears for independent practice. So I had them all take out a whiteboard, we drew, and I went on the board, I drew a 10th frame, they copied how I did the 10th frame, and we did number 3 and 4 as a class using our whiteboard and our 10 frames. So that worked. They were able to follow along and they were able to do what I did on the board, and I couldn't do it virtually. I had to actually stand at the board and do it. So I think it was okay. I think it went well. Hopefully tomorrow we can recap and continue and everything will be all well with the world. Fingers crossed. I don't know. But okay, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Overall, it was a pretty good day. We got a lot done. We kind of got our friend caught up. So I think all is right with the world so far. All right, Teacher Tribe, I am going to wrap it up here. I will see you all tomorrow for Thursday. Bye, Teacher Tribe. Hi, Teacher Tribe. Happy Friday Eve. Today is Thursday, August 24th, and it is just past dismissal time. Remember to take a breath. I honestly don't have much to update you on today, but I will tell you that, our friend who has some attendance issues, who needs to be here, was not here today. I want to say this makes day 7 out of 10 he's missed, if I remember correctly. Day 6. 6 days absent, 3 days tardy. And today is day 11 of school. Yeah. Anywho, we had a pretty decent day. I had all the other kids were here today, minus that one friend. I still am at 17. Don't know for how much longer, but I'm at 17. I want to say I'm either first or second on the list of getting the next new second grader that registers to our school. When it comes to academics today, I'm just going to try and speed through the day. Today for our reading, we finished up our classes of family, and tomorrow we're going to do that little project I was telling you guys about with the bracelets. Hopefully that goes smooth. I'm very iffy on how that's going to work and how I'm going to do it. I might just put random beads in cups and put them in each group, or maybe on a plate, put a few on a plate and give them to each group. I haven't figured out how I'm going to disperse them. I wanted to keep it in one area so I can stay here and monitor them, but time-wise, I don't know how that's going to play out. For math, we finished 1-7 because it was a 2-day lesson. We started it yesterday and we knew it was a tough lesson, so we put it for 2 days. It's to make a 10 to subtract. The way this new curriculum is, it makes 2 steps to do something with, anywho. Yeah, we finished it today. We got through it. It was a little bit easier for the kids because we did a few more problems as a class before I released them to work on it on their own. So that got better. Then after that, I gave them a little math assessment. So I gave them one for subtraction. And then of course, here's my key. So subtraction, and then they had the same thing but with addition. So these are gonna be my first math grades for the quarter. Of course, minus my one friend who hasn't here. Okay, so I don't know how I'm gonna grade my friend that I keep telling you guys about, because he doesn't even know his numbers, yet alone to be able to add and subtract them. So maybe I have to figure out how his grade is gonna be, unless I can get the aide I don't know. Okay, it's a little tricky with that because I know he has accommodations, but for graded assignments, I have to probably read his IEP again to see how that works, to see how I would grade that, because honestly, he can't handle the work that we're doing that's on level. So I have to read his IEP again. But I also had a friend who left a little early today, so he has to make that up in the morning. So it's 2 students that I'm missing so far, so I'm not going to grade it till probably tomorrow during planning time, because I like to have them all before I grade it, so I can just grade everything one time and enter everything one time. So that's going to be tomorrow's problem, but they're here, they're organized, ready to grade. So that was math. And then honestly, I kind of just put them on the computer because I had them doing some iReady lessons, so I can kind of organize myself and start doing everything. Because remember, I was telling you, we start curriculum next week. Not curriculum, we start reading curriculum, like officially, unit 1 next week. So all of this week, well, technically since the first day of school, has been launch. It's really busy work, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So pretty much everything that needed to get done got done. Content though did not get done. Today was supposed to be the first day of their science curriculum, but it's just tutorials online, so I can kind of go through that quickly for tomorrow. And then during teacher-led PE on Fridays, which is the last 30 to 40 minutes of the day, I let them have about 20 minutes of, so normally the last 20 minutes of the day before we pack up for dismissal, I let them have Fun Friday, where they get their computer and they go on Clever, and then any of the fun educational games or going on Class Dojo, they're allowed to do that for those 20 minutes. Then I collect computers, plug them up, and then we pack up for dismissal for the weekend. So that tomorrow should be a fun day. I'm really excited. Tomorrow should be a very nice day. We got the project for reading, we have Fun Friday if they earn it, but they've been pretty good. The talkative ones, I've been kind of buckling down on them, so the talkative ones clipped down quite a bit today, so I'm actually about to put that on Class Dojo. And then of course they get to redeem their dojo points for either, depending on how many points they have. Actually, there is quite a few that might be able to start redeeming for their dojo rewards, or they can turn in their points for Shark Bucks, which is our school currency. So I think tomorrow's going to be a good day. I hope tomorrow's going to be a good day. So roughly that was our day in a nutshell, and I'm going to call it quits. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, Teacher Tribe. Hi, Teacher Tribe. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, August 25th, and it is technically still dismissal time. Remember to take a breath. So I kind of snuck away from dismissal a little bit so I can come do my recording, prep, and get out of here because I have a nail appointment in like 25 minutes. So I want to try and get as much done as possible so I can get out of here to be on time for my appointment, since my baby shower is this weekend. So when you guys are watching this, this will be the day of my baby shower on Sunday when this airs. So excited. So gotta go get my nails did. Anywho, today was a pretty good day. I had a full class, even though our special friend, came late. He wasn't too late. He came right before our fire drill, which was right before resource. So he was 20 minutes late, which is a personal best for him. So that's a plus. But then the funny thing is, right after lunch when we're starting reading, he goes home. Make that make sense, Teacher Tribe. I was so flustered and like in disbelief at the fact that his attendance is non-existent. He came late. He's here. I actually had all 17 today. He was here. We were about to do a fun project. Our class is a family project. Oh, which I got to tell you guys about. Anywho, I'll get to that. We're getting ready to do the project, and then I get a phone call. He's going home. So I'm in such disbelief at the fact that he's leaving. I call back, and I'm like, did Mom say why? Like, why is he leaving? Because he needs to be here. And apparently he had some doctor's appointment, and anyhow, left it alone. So he was here, but he left. So on top of all of that, I'm trying to multitask because I got an email that we're getting a new student. So I will be at 18, and it's another boy. So boys are now running my classroom. If it was a girl, we would have been at 9 and 9. So now we're at 10 and 8. So what I am trying to do now, it doesn't look like this computer is going to be feasible. I'm trying to get everything ready for him. On the plus side, it's a student that was already registered. He was registered for a teacher 2 doors down, but I guess was out of the country. So she told Mom he's starting on the 28th, which is Monday coming. Mind you, school started on the 10th. He's starting on and the mom is telling us she's starting on the 28th. He is starting on the 28th. He missed the first 10 days of school, so they dropped him. So his teacher who prepped for him doesn't get him anymore. Now I'm getting this lovely friend. Hopefully it's a higher friend. But I don't know much about him. I was just emailed his number so I can prep his things, but he'll officially pop up in my system as of Monday. So there's that. So I'm currently prepping all of the things. I got his books because I called the teacher when I noticed that it was her kid. She sent his books that she had over for me. So that worked out phenomenally. I can just quickly write his name in it, stick it in the desk, and then all of my, meet the teacher, welcome to our class things, I'm about to place on his desk on my way out. So right now I'm prepping his computer. I already wrote what I needed to write for his name tag. So when I get, not this one. Oh, I already put it in my stuff. So when I get his, when I make his name tag and everything, I can laminate all the things. I don't know his birthday. Maybe it'll be in the system before. Let me refresh. I would love for it to be there now. No, it's still at 17. I don't know his birthday. Maybe I can call and find out his birthday so I can make it over the weekend. Yeah, I just have to, I want to make all of the things, of course. Door, sign, birthday. Name tag is not a problem. I can do name tag. Obviously, I know the spelling of the child's name. I can do his lunch/computer card. I just made it. It's in my things. I just have to get it laminated. But for birthday and the door name, I can do the door name. I can do the door label because obviously me knowing his name is not going to be a problem. But the birthday might be because I'm not going to get access. Oh, I wonder if I can just look him up in the school system. I'm gonna do that before I go. Let me finish talking to you guys. Sorry, all these things are going through my mind. I'm trying to rush and get everything situated before I leave. So, okay. So I got the news about a new friend. We will be at 18 in a few days. The project I was telling you about. So we read our class as a family, and I saw on, I don't know if it was TikTok or my teacher Instagram, someone made a bracelet. So I put my name on there, and then all of these colors are our class's favorite colors. So everyone has the same order of beads, and I did it in the order of like alpha order. So everyone has their name. Well, I have my whole name, but the rest of them, because their wrists are so small, I didn't want all of them to have their full name. So if their name was long, they did their initials. Some of them I was iffy about letting them do their name tags, their nicknames, because of the new state rules. I cannot call them by their nicknames unless I have parent permission. So I let most of them, if their name was too long to fit, like if it was more than 6 letters, I just had them do their initials. So they had their name, and then we all had the colors, our favorite colors. So our, number 1, number 2, all the way down. And then our friend who left early, unfortunately, did not get a chance to do it. But I did give him the letters for his name, so he could at least put his name on his pipe cleaner. And then I added my color, or I had the class add my color at the very end. So since I'm a part of the class too. So here's my bracelet. I just never got the chance to, put it all together. But everyone did. They were super happy. So that's what we did for reading. So not actual curriculum for reading, but it ties in. For content, we did a tutorial on CPOMs about germs and viruses and why it's important to be clean, which I went into depth with right after we wiped down our desk and the importance of why we do this every week. So I love that connection as well. For math, we did 1-8, which was a pretty easy lesson. Once I got everyone in the flow of it, it's just, I have our friend, of course, who doesn't know his letters and numbers, who I had to help, or I tried to help the best that I could. And then I have another friend who's just a space cadet, and she's not terrible. She knows her numbers. She just needs to be in my small group. So she's helpable. Our other friend, God bless him, I'm trying. But besides that, majority of my class is pretty average. Like I have, that little mixture. So when we do testing on Monday, I should have a better range as to where my groupings go. But Monday's only going to be STAR testing for reading. Math is not going to be until September. So that is that, Teacher Tribe. I'm going to wrap it up here. I know I talked kind of fast. I need to get the stuff ready for my new friend Monday, since he's going to be here first thing in the morning. and then I need to skedaddle. So I hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if there's anything you think you can give me some advice, or if there's anything you want more information on.
Look here. Please report to parent.
I'll see you all next week. Bye, Teacher Tribe.